My precious child, I'm going to say this once, and you must not ignore me. Your angels aren't whispering softly this time, they're speaking with force, urgency, and clarity. They're standing right beside you now, reaching out, attempting to pull you away from something harmful. This is your final warning, not out of my anger, but because time is changing rapidly. What you've been waiting on is now just 2 minutes away from arriving, after this message reaches you. Yes, only 2 minutes. That's not a random number, it's divine timing, a sacred signal, a heavenly countdown. As soon as your heart opens to hear this truth, change will come quickly, powerfully. This message wasn't sent to just anyone. It's not for the masses, it's for you. Your angels were commanded to bring it directly to you. There's a hidden message in this one, only your soul will comprehend, so don't skip over this. Not this time. You've been sensing it, haven't you, that odd tightness in your chest, the sleepless nights, the unsettling thoughts. That quiet question echoing deep inside, God, what is going on with me? Am I supposed to be somewhere else? Am I missing something important? That's not confusion you're feeling, it's me calling you toward deeper understanding. Your miracle isn't far off. But before it arrives, there's one last test of faith you must pass. Your angels have been watching you attentively. They've recorded your tears, every moment of weariness, every breath of doubt. They came before me this morning, trembling. They pleaded, Father, please allow us to speak to them just one more time. They're closer than they think, so close to the breakthrough. But they're tired, they're starting to lose hope. And I said, yes. So understand, this isn't by chance. This is more than a video, this is a divine moment, a spiritual exchange. Before this message ends, something will unlock for you. But you have to stay, don't turn away. The code to your breakthrough lies within these words. Do you know why so many people miss out on their miracle? It's not because they lack worth, it's not that they didn't pray enough, it's because they gave up too soon, stepped away just moments before the blessing arrived. But not you, you've already suffered more than enough to walk away now. Haven't you cried long enough, stayed quiet while others laughed at you, hidden your pain behind that smile for far too long? This message comes to say that's over. No more pretending. You're about to receive something so sacred, so unpredictable, it will astound those who walked away from you. It'll even surprise you. And it's coming the moment this message finishes. That's what your angels agreed to, that's the condition I set, because I want to know you're still listening. Breathe in slowly, absorb this. Right now, unseen hands are moving around your life, setting things in place, rearranging events. That's why things have felt so strange lately. You feel watched, and you are. But not by what you fear. You are being observed by the divine, heaven is watching closely. Your steps are being timed, your miracle already scheduled, with your name engraved upon it. But I need you to focus, I need you to stop giving your energy to distractions. Open your heart, not later, now. You're not here by accident, you didn't stumble across this randomly. Your soul clicked this, your angels led you. And now that you're here, nothing remains the same. Pay attention, don't rush past this moment. If this message touches something deep in you, don't leave without listening fully. Don't click away. Your miracle is on its way, but it will only arrive through your obedience. Stay through to the final word. Let my voice reach those broken parts of you that have long waited for healing. If this divine message stirs something within you, make sure you stay connected. This isn't the only message, there are more to come, more sacred truths meant for you. Your angels want you to stay near, not for popularity or numbers, but so you won't miss what's next. Every time you return, you'll feel me again, my voice will grow clearer, stronger. So take that step, join the others, who are stepping into the next level of divine alignment. Let's go deeper now, child. You've been hurt, haven't you? Someone made promises they didn't keep, someone pretended to care and it wasn't real. That pain you carry isn't just heartbreak, it's transformation. Your angels didn't allow that heartbreak to destroy you, they allowed it to clear the fog, to dissolve the falsehoods. Because what I have for you is real, it's deep, aligned, honest. A blessing that lasts, a breakthrough without scars. The enemy tried to keep you stuck in bitterness, before your blessing could appear. Don't let that happen. Forgive, let go, refocus. It's your turn now. Your name is about to be called, and heaven has already spotlighted it. I've seen the list, and your name is at the top. That person who never apologized, they're silently watching you now. They know what they did, and they know who you've become. But don't wait for them to say sorry. What I'm sending your way is far more healing than their regret. A divine reward is on its way, and it will bring tears, not of sadness, but of relief. The angels are already preparing the celebration. All I ask is that you remain faithful. Keep expecting, speak as though it has already happened, because after you hear me out, it won't take long. 2 minutes, that's what your angels have whispered, that's the countdown, before everything starts shifting again. But only if you stay, only if you don't walk away too soon. Your miracle responds to your heart. Stay aligned with me and it will come. You've been holding things together so tightly, your family, your home, your image. But nobody sees the battle beneath the surface. The tears you cry when the room is dark. But I see them. Your angels have begged me to give you peace, so I am right now. Let these words sink into the places that feel forgotten, let my presence push out the panic. Breathe deep, child, I'm still your God, I haven't left, not even for a moment. Even when you feel nothing, I am closer than your breath. I will not allow you to break, no matter how hard things get. What's ahead for you is greater than anything you've lost. You felt overlooked, unlucky, as if everyone else is receiving blessings, while you keep facing trial after trial. But you're not forsaken, you're chosen. And sometimes those who are chosen must be delayed, not denied, because the magnitude of their blessing requires preparation. You had to go slow, you had to be hidden, you had to be passed over. Because when this blessing arrives, no one will be able to claim they gave it to you. They'll know it came from me. That's the kind of miracle I'm preparing for you, one that leaves no doubt. And yes, 2 minutes, that's all it takes in the spiritual realm. If you're still reading, it means you're ready. So let me ask, what if this is your moment? What if everything really is about to shift? That kind of belief, that faith, sets your angels in motion. They move fast, when your heart aligns with my will. And right now, heaven is watching your response. Don't stop now, stay with me. You can't imagine all that's already been done for you, behind the veil. If I showed you the spiritual battles that were waged, just to ensure you woke up this morning, just to make sure this very message found you, you would be overcome. There were attacks plotted against your life, that I blocked. Conversations meant to break you, that I silenced. People tried to misuse your name, but I turned it around. You weren't supposed to survive some of the storms you've walked through, but you did, you made it through. And now it's time to stop questioning why things happened, and start preparing for what's coming. Your angels are ready. They've waited for this hour. They're watching right now, to see if you're alert, if your spirit is open, if you'll receive what's meant only for you. Because what's coming is so sacred, it cannot be shared with just anyone. That's why certain people had to leave. That's why isolation became your companion, not to harm you, but to guard the purity of what I'm manifesting in your life. There's someone who thought they won, when they walked away from you, but they're about to hear, something divine has been assigned to your life. They're going to witness your elevation, your light, and no one will be able to deny it. And child, I ask you to remain humble, but do not shrink. Don't minimize yourself anymore. You've played small for too long, apologized for your brightness. But I created you to shine, to stand out, to glow in darkness. And now I'm about to illuminate you, in ways that touch even strangers. So hear this, don't dismiss this message. This isn't entertainment, this is divine alignment. Your soul is being tuned to a higher frequency right now. You're being transformed, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. And you no longer have to struggle so hard, you only have to listen. Do you hear me now? Everything you faced this year, it wasn't punishment, it was positioning. I needed to move you to a place, where my voice could cut through the noise. The false love, the opinions. Some parts of you had to break, so I could rebuild you with truth. And now that rebuilding is underway, don't question it. I'm your foundation, your angels are constructing the rest. And your heart, that's where I'm taking residence. Let me guide now, let me lead. You've done what you could, you've suffered, cried, questioned, endured, and still held on. That's why your reward is coming, not because you were flawless, but because you refused to quit. That matters more than anything. There's a portal opening above your life now. You can't see it with your eyes, but your soul can feel it. That's why you've been so emotional, why the old comforts don't satisfy anymore. You're not breaking, you're elevating. You're shifting dimensions, stepping into the frequency of the miracle that has always been meant for you. And in heaven's time, 2 minutes is all it takes. Because when heaven moves, earth trembles, and what you're feeling right now, this shift, this strange stirring inside your spirit, is not confusion, it's preparation. I'm stripping away what you thought you needed, so I can make room for what I've planned all along. You don't need to chase clarity anymore, it's coming to you in waves, in whispers, in ways you can't miss. You're not losing your mind, you're shedding your past. That heaviness is old energy being broken off. That tightness in your chest is your soul finally stretching into its full form. Don't resist it, breathe into it, let it happen, let me work through you, let the divine rearrangement finish what it started. Because on the other side of this discomfort, is everything you asked for, everything you stopped praying for, because you thought it was too late. But I don't run on your timeline, I don't follow your deadlines, I honor your faith, not your fear. And I saw your faith when no one else did. When you sat alone crying, but still said I believe. When you were breaking, but still whispered thank you. That moved heaven, that kind of faith commands angels, that kind of faith pulls destiny closer. So understand this, the warfare has intensified, not because you're losing, but because you're winning. The enemy always fights hardest, when you're closest to your promise. That's why everything seems louder, that's why you feel spiritually exhausted. But even in your exhaustion, I'm still working, even in your silence, I'm still speaking, even when you feel abandoned, you are being cradled. The delay was not denial, the silence was not punishment, it was protection. If I had given you what you wanted back then, it would have crushed you. You weren't ready, your heart wasn't healed enough. But now, the version of you standing in this moment, stronger, wiser, more surrendered, is ready to carry what's next. I'm about to pour out something, you won't have room to contain, unless you're emptied of everything that doesn't serve you. That's why the pruning feels painful, that's why the endings feel abrupt. Because you're stepping into a chapter that can't be written with old ink. And yes, some people will misunderstand your silence. They'll say you've changed, and they'll be right, you have, you had to. Growth demands sacrifice, and anyone who cannot honor your growth, has already served their purpose. Don't shrink back to make others comfortable, don't water yourself down to be digestible. You are not here to fit in, you are here to shine, to shift atmospheres, to carry divine energy into dark places. That's why you've always felt different, that's why nothing else ever quite satisfied your soul. Because you weren't made for shallow waters, you were made to go deep, to love deep, to feel deep, to believe deep. And now that depth is being rewarded. I'm about to release something so aligned to your spirit, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. But you must stay alert, not fearful, just aware. Because distractions will come, disguised as opportunities. Counterfeits will look like blessings. Be still enough to discern the difference, be humble enough to ask me before moving. I will always answer, I will always lead. And when I do, you'll feel it in your bones. Peace is your confirmation now, not pressure, not urgency, peace. If it's forced, it's not me, if it's anxious, it's not divine, I move in clarity, not confusion. So wait for it, wait for the moment your spirit exhales. Wait for the alignment. And when it comes, don't second guess it, don't sabotage it with old thinking, don't let fear rewrite the story I'm telling through your life. Because I'm not just restoring what you lost, I'm rewriting what you thought was over. The chapters you skipped, the dreams you buried, the parts of you you silenced, they're all coming back to life now. Even the parts you forgot about, the laughter you stopped allowing, the wonder you tucked away, the creativity you suppressed just to survive. I'm breathing life into it all, you are not just being healed, you are being revived. And with that revival comes new vision. You'll start seeing differently, feeling differently. People will say you're glowing, and they won't even know why. But your spirit will know, it will know that heaven has touched earth in your life. And just like that, things will begin to unfold. Not because you forced them, not because you chased them, but because you trusted me, you stayed faithful, and now favor is chasing you, not little blessings, but the kind that changes your bloodline. I am talking about generational restoration, cycles breaking, legacies shifting. The kind of miracle that rewrites history, for everyone connected to your name. That's why it's taken time, that's why the warfare has been generational, because the blessing will be too. You are the chosen one in your family, the chain breaker, the curse ender, the pattern shifter. And that calling has cost you, but it's also crowned you. That's why I'm surrounding you, with new strength, new wisdom, new clarity, and yes, new people. People who don't compete with your light, they complement it. People who see your soul, not your scars. People who speak your language, spirit to spirit, not just words, but presence. That kind of love is holy, that kind of support is divine. And it's coming, not next year, not someday, now. The moment you release what was, you'll make space for what is. And what is glorious. More than you asked, more than you imagined, more than you feel worthy of. But I'm not blessing you because you earned it, I'm blessing you because you trusted me, even when it didn't make sense. So now let it be, let it all unfold. Stop trying to figure it out. You're not behind, you're not late, you're being right on time, for a destiny that's been waiting for you to believe again. And as you step forward, heaven will respond. Winds will shift, paths will clear, people will appear, doors will swing open. And all of it will feel strangely familiar, like your soul already knew this was coming. Because it did. Your spirit has always known that this was never the end, it was just the beginning. Healing kind of love, not the kind that leaves you second-guessing your worth, but the kind that mirrors how I see you. The kind that holds space for your depth, your softness, your spirit. The kind that reminds you that love is not supposed to hurt, it's supposed to heal. And that's exactly what I'm sending, someone who understands your heart, someone who respects your silence, someone who doesn't run when things get deep. Because deep is where I dwell, and now that you've gone deeper within yourself, now that you've faced your shadows, and still chosen light, I can trust you with more. More abundance, more influence, more alignment. You used to wonder why I withheld certain things from you, why certain doors stayed closed, why certain people walked away without explanation. And now you're starting to understand, what I didn't allow then, was mercy, not punishment. If I had given you what you were asking for in that season, it would have distracted you from your purpose, it would have diluted your power. You weren't being rejected, you were being refined. And every closed door wasn't a denial, it was divine protection. Every silence wasn't absence, it was sacred stillness. I needed you to slow down, so you could hear me again. And now you're tuned in, now your spirit is clear, now you're not chasing, you're attracting, now you're not begging, you're receiving. This is the season where effort is replaced with ease, not because life gets easier, but because you've changed. Your energy is different now, you're no longer available for anything that drains you, you're no longer giving discounts on your presence, you've learned to sit with yourself, and in that solitude, I taught you how to stand. And now you will stand in places you used to only dream of. The rooms that once ignored you, will begin to notice you. The doors that were closed, will open, not by force, but by favor. You don't need to audition anymore, I've already cast you. The role is yours, the stage is ready, the lights are shifting. And I've been preparing an audience, not just any audience, people who will see you, through the lens of destiny, not history. People who don't remind you of who you were, but who you're becoming. This is the divine exchange, old for new, fear for faith, delay for acceleration. I'm not just doing a new thing around you, I'm doing it through you. So when the pace quickens, don't panic. When blessings come in waves, don't question whether you deserve them. You do, not because you were perfect, but because you were present, you stayed, you believed, you kept showing up, when nothing around you gave you a reason to. That resilience is sacred to me, and I honor it. You've been walking with a quiet strength, the kind the world doesn't celebrate, but heaven does. The kind of strength that holds faith in one hand, and surrender in the other. That kind of strength moves mountains, that kind of strength activates miracles. And now those mountains are shifting. You'll begin to feel lighter, not because life stops happening, but because your spirit has been fortified. You'll handle things differently, you'll notice how your triggers no longer shake you, how your wounds no longer control you. That's growth, that's healing, that's me at work within you. Even the things you thought you'd never recover from, you're healing. Even the memories that used to haunt you, they're losing their grip. Your soul is remembering what peace feels like, what joy feels like, what freedom feels like. Because you were never meant to live in survival mode forever. That was a chapter, not your story, that was a season, not your identity. And the people who met you in that season, won't even recognize you in this next one. That's how radical this transformation will be, not gradual, radical. You'll speak differently, walk differently, think differently. Your energy will carry divine weight, and people will feel it, before you even say a word. That's what happens, when your alignment becomes louder than your anxiety. That's what happens, when you stop striving and start flowing. You were never meant to carry it all, I just needed you to trust me, while I carried you. And you did, even in your shaking, even in your silence, even when you had no answers, and still said yes. That yes unlocked doors in the spiritual realm, that are now swinging open in the physical. And here's what I need you to know now, you don't have to earn what's coming, you just have to receive it. No more overthinking, no more preparing for disappointment, no more rehearsing past pain, like it's going to protect you. Let your guard down, let grace in, let love find you, let joy land. Because it's all on its way, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Not as a reward, but as a reminder. A reminder that I never forgot about you, a reminder that I don't make empty promises, a reminder that nothing you went through was wasted. Even the heartbreak had purpose, even the betrayal had instruction, even the delays were woven into your development. And now you'll start to see the thread, how everything connects, how every tear watered the seeds I'm now causing to bloom. You are in your blooming season. Don't let the residue of your pruning season keep you in hiding. Come out, show up, bloom loudly. Your petals were made for this moment, your presence is not an accident, it's an answer. And now that you're here, now that you've stayed until the end, you're about to witness what happens, when heaven responds to obedience. The favor that finds you will be undeniable, the timing will be perfect, the blessings will come with no sorrow added. You won't have to guess, you won't have to chase, you'll just walk into it, like it was always yours, because it was. Your name was written on this blessing, long before you could speak it. And now your spirit has finally caught up to what your soul already knew. This is the moment your life bends, in the direction of destiny, quietly, powerfully, divinely. Miracles move fast, when surrender is pure. Not forced, not out of fear, but out of holy trust. That's what you've stepped into now, a new realm of trust. Not just in me, but in who I made you to be. That is the sacred return, back to yourself, back to your light, back to your divine design. You were never broken beyond repair, you were always whole beneath the wound, and now the healing is peeling back the layers, not to change you, but to reveal you. Let the light come in, even if it stings a little at first. That sting is just the shadow losing its grip. You're waking up to truth that doesn't need to scream to be real, truth that feels like home. You don't have to understand all of it yet, you just have to receive. I will explain it as you walk, I will clarify as you move. You wanted the map before the miracle, but I'm giving you the miracle first, so that you learn to trust, without seeing the whole picture. That's faith, and you have more of it than you think. That's why I chose you, that's why this moment was appointed. Because you've quietly believed, through seasons that would have shattered others. You kept your heart soft, in a hard world, you kept showing up, when you had every excuse to disappear. And I saw it all, every unseen kindness, every hidden ache, every whispered prayer. You were never praying into a void, you were watering a garden, you couldn't see yet. And now the garden is sprouting. Slowly at first, then suddenly. The kind of bloom that makes people stop and stare, not because of what you have, but because of what you carry. The kind of energy that speaks, before your mouth opens. The kind of presence that shifts rooms. That's what happens, when divine alignment meets sacred surrender. But don't get it twisted, this isn't about performance. You don't have to prove anything to be worthy, you already are. You don't need to earn the miracle, you just need to hold space for it. Trust that it's on its way, even when the evidence is quiet. Trust that the breakthrough has already begun, even before it's visible. I do my best work in silence, I do my deepest miracles in stillness. So if things feel quiet right now, don't panic. That's the soil shifting, that's the foundation forming. Heaven doesn't rush holy things. And you, my child, are a holy thing, sacred, set apart, chosen for such a time as this. So stop apologizing for your sensitivity, stop shrinking to make others comfortable, stop questioning the divine nudge in your spirit. That's me, that's your angels, that's the voice that's been speaking all along. And now the volume is rising, the guidance is becoming clearer, the signs are multiplying. You'll notice the numbers, you'll notice the words repeated, you'll notice strangers delivering messages, your soul already knew. These aren't coincidences, these are confirmations. Don't dismiss them, don't talk yourself out of believing. This is your moment of alignment, this is your time to walk, in the fullness of who you really are. You thought you were behind, you thought you missed your moment. But what if I told you, this is the moment? What if I told you, the delay wasn't a denial, it was divine incubation? You weren't waiting on me, I was waiting on the version of you that's finally emerging. The version that can carry this blessing, without losing herself, the version that knows how to protect peace. That version is alive now, awake now, and ready. You don't have to go back, don't try to re-enter places you've outgrown. Some people won't understand this new softness, this new depth, this new light inside of you. That's okay, not everyone can walk with you into the next chapter. Let them go in love, you're not abandoning them, you're answering me, and obedience always unlocks overflow. So step forward, even if your knees shake, even if the old fear still whispers. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to be faithful. And you've already proven that, over and over again. You've trusted me with your tears, you've trusted me with your loneliness, now trust me with your joy, trust me with your abundance, trust me with the miracle. You're not cursed, you're not forgotten, you're not too late. You are divinely timed, perfectly positioned, eternally loved. And the angels that walk with you have never stopped moving. They're clearing paths even now, they're softening hearts, they're preparing answers. You may not see them, but they've always seen you. And now everything is about to make sense. The delays, the detours, the heartbreak, the isolation. It was all divine training, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because what's coming next will require a deeper version of you, a wiser, softer, stronger version. And that's who you've become. You won't need to fight for this blessing, it will find you. You won't need to beg for love, it will recognize you. You won't need to prove your worth, it will be honored. That's how divine timing works, it doesn't ask permission from the past, it doesn't consult the opinions of others, it simply arrives, right on time. So as you sit with this, as your soul opens just a little more, I ask only this, stay with me. Stay open, stay faithful. Not perfectly, just honestly. Bring your questions, bring your doubts, bring your hope. I can handle all of it, and I will meet you in all of it. Because I'm not looking for performance, I'm looking for presence, and your presence here is enough. So breathe, and say it again, God I receive. Say it as many times as you need, let the words sink into your bones, let them rewrite the story in your cells, let them silence the shame, let them awaken the hope. This is not the end, it's the turning point, and from here on out, everything changes. Not because life gets easier, but because you've remembered who walks with you. And I never walk without purpose, I never call without promise, I never whisper without wonder. You are surrounded by heaven, surrounded by grace, surrounded by signs. Let this be your sign. The pain is breaking, the promise is blooming, the season is shifting, the miracle is moving. Amen.